Well, Russia has made it very clear that they are unhappy with this, very much unhappy with this, really, and they are calling it a violation of international law. In fact, more specifically, a violation of the Vienna Convention and an outright provocation. Now, I'll explain that in a little more detail in just a moment. First, let's listen to what both sides had to say. Mikhail Kremlin from the Russian Foreign Ministry here talking about the consequences we could see if this isn't resolved.
Russia's Deputy Foreign Minister Vladimir Titov has voiced his bewilderment after the British Council offices in St. Petersburg and Yekaterinburg continued operating past a January 1st deadline to close. It's a deliberate provocation. The Russian side has announced a series of measures. We will take steps towards collecting the tax debt of the British Council in St. Petersburg. Also, we've decided to suspend the granting of visas to employees of the British General Consulate in St. Petersburg and Yekaterinburg and will not prolong the accreditation of the employees working there now. If Britain continues to ignore Russia's demands, we're considering measures concerning the British Council's head office in Moscow.
So there you go, Mikhail Kremlin from the Russian Foreign Ministry speaking about action that has already been taken and some serious consequences we could see if this isn't resolved. But what about the British side? Well, they're saying they've done nothing wrong. Here's Sir Tony Brenton, the British ambassador, who was summoned here on Monday.
The British Council is working entirely legally, that it will continue, therefore, to work, that any Russian action against it would be a breach of international law.
So Sir Tony Brenton there saying Britain has done nothing wrong, that the British Council is working legally, and that if Russia does take further action, that will be a breach of international law. So if this does happen, we could see this go on for some time and strain even further relations that are already quite frosty.
Let's just widen this out now, Anissa. What's the background to all of this? It didn't just start 24 hours ago now, did it?
This row has been going on for several years. Some think that talks were delayed because of other issues that the two countries were trying to resolve. It surrounds the tax and legal status of British Council offices. Now, it's important to point out that Russia took action. It closed down the office in St. Petersburg and in Yekaterinburg, which was reopened, like we know. But it didn't close the head office in Moscow. We heard Mikhail Kremlin there saying that that's one of the actions Russia might take. But the real main part of this issue is that the British Council is a non-governmental organization, and it is working in consular buildings, which is illegal. It violates the Vienna Convention because basically it gives a non-governmental organization diplomatic immunity, and it's not supposed to do so. So Russia is pointing out how illegal this is, and it looks like this is going to go on for some time. The British Council is not quite accepting that it's illegal. They're saying that they're doing everything legally and correct, and we could see action taken by both sides in the near